You are listening to Super Sound Showcase. I'm your host, Robert Hodge, sponsored by Culture Fix here on FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. We are Williamsburg's radio station. And today I have a real treat for you guys. I have somebody here that is absolutely brand new. He's never been on the radio before. He has been performing out and about in local clubs, and I met him, I don't know, a couple months ago.
Yeah, I'd say just about.
And I have become friends with this young man because I see a bright talent inside him. And I love that he is as an old soul, as you will, because music comes out of him from every era. He knows things that I would never expect someone to know at his age. And I'm just impressed all the way around. So I invited him to come on Super Sound today. And let me introduce you. Let me be the first to introduce you to Ryan Boll.
Hi, thank you, Robert, for having me. I can't thank you enough for giving me this opportunity. It's amazing.
Well, it's going to be absolutely amazing in my mind because you are securely talented. You are absolutely what we love to feature on the radio.
Thank you.
And we like to show everybody what really we have in this community. And a lot of people are surprised by the quality of talent that's here in the musical pool. And you absolutely are no exception in that department. So let's talk about music and how it entered your life, because you are just 20 years old.
Freshly 20.
That's great. I was 20 once, actually, for a whole year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I haven't hit that mark yet.
So tell us, how long have you been playing music? How long has it been in your soul?
Well, I've been exposed to music my entire life. I have to thank my parents for that, for not giving a full censorship. Everything that I liked, I got to listen to. And
really?
Yeah, they were a big part of that.
Well, that is cool. And what were you listening to as a young man?
My mom was really into old songs, so I think she exposed me to a lot more of
that's how you know some of that stuff that you keep throwing out here, and I'm like, what?
Yes, sir. My dad, more of the U2 type of REM, nice rock stuff.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so that makes a nice blend. The guitar came to you at what age?
I got my first guitar my freshman year of high school for Christmas. Another thank you to my parents.
Right.
And I was really into it, everything that I wanted to learn. I taught myself, no teachers. But I couldn't really get into it that much because my fingers didn't get the chord changes, everything like that. So ironically enough, freshman year again of high school, band takes a trip down to Florida, and I buy my first ukulele, and I fall in love.
Oh, wow.
Fall in love with the ukulele, get really good at that, and I feel like for people who want to learn the guitar, but it's too much of a feat, the ukulele is a perfect instrument because it's smaller neck. Strings. Yeah, smaller neck, smaller strings, easier. They're like silicone.
Yeah.
So I feel like it helps get the transition down.
Okay, well, but now you've fully grown into that
guitar.
Yeah,
now I'm in love with my baby.
And there's a background in jazz trombone.
Yes.
How in the world did that enter the picture?
My uncle had a trombone. I went over when I was in the 4th grade, and it was some party we were going to, and the whole party had just walked around the entire house just playing this trombone, not knowing how, just
what? Oh, they must have loved that.
They kind of just shoved me in the basement and was like, this is your area.
We turn you loose.
Yeah, and I haven't looked back since. Trombone, I've been playing with high school, played in college. I have a couple of bands I play with in town. The Ford's Colony Dance Band.
What?
Played with,
I didn't know that. They just did a concert at the library.
I
didn't know you were in that. I'd actually come.
It was nice. And Marsh Hawk has a band. They're also based out of Ford's Colony. It's a good group of guys. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you have all kinds of dimensions that we don't know about. And at 20, that's a lot to achieve.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's interesting. And what music do you really... How do you label the things that you like to perform? Is there one style that you kind of think you fit under that umbrella, or is it all over the place?
It's not necessarily the style of music. I would say it's what the music means to me or says to me.
Right.
I like to perform things that I feel like I can relay emotionally well enough to the audience in my performance. So
right.
A lot of that is a more mellower side. So kind of slower, melodic, meaningful. But
And
there are some.
That's very important because, anymore music has changed and gone off in so many directions.
Yeah.
The melody sometimes gets lost.
Yeah,
And it used to always be the center of everything. So I like that there's somebody in your little age group that will understand the importance of accenting that melody and enhancing it.
It's a very important thing.
And today, tell us about the kind of songs that what 3 songs have you brought, and let's see how they tie together.
So I've brought, like you said, I brought 3 songs, 2 covers, and 1 is an original. The 2 covers, one is Autumn Leaves, and the other is La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf. Yes, sir.
Nice. That's
pieces.
a great classic music.
Yeah, so again, with the more melodic side.
Yeah. And with your own twist, no doubt, because I'm sure it's got your own mark on it.
Just a little
And what's the original piece? What is
It's
it?
called Play Pretend. And that's
Pretend.
That's a piece I wrote. It's one of my favorite pieces.
What's it about?
So it's about not letting go what makes you a child, not growing up so fast. I was out on a Panera delivery last year, freezing cold, snow was on the ground. It was a very, very gloomy day. Nobody was in a good mood. And I go outside to deliver this food, and I see these 2 kids playing in the snow with these snow forts, having the time of their lives, like not a care in the world. And they're like, oh, we need more ammo. It's like, throw the snowball. And it really inspired me. I was like, wow, these kids just have no cares in the world.
Yeah.
And they put them anywhere, and as long as they have their imagination and can play pretend, it's nothing else matters.
I like that idea. That's very interesting because sooner or later in everyone's adult life, there is a time when we harken back to the idea that, it used to be nice when there weren't any bills and there weren't due dates and there weren't craziness, that we had to be responsible for. And that is it's a brilliant idea to capture that in song.
Easier, pure type of life.
Now, let's mention this because I'm intrigued by this idea. Musicians are notoriously famous for, what looks like an overnight success usually takes 20 years to sometimes create a successful and famous musician out of dust. And the thing is, there are always a string of day jobs, for the most part, that everybody has had at one time or another to make ends meet while they're developing their craft.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned that you have been delivering for Panera.
Yes, I have.
Interesting. Panera Bread Company, of course, everybody in town knows and loves their product. But I think it was just, in the last year or 2 that they started doing some deliveries?
It's a very new thing.
Very new.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know that, I'm going to put this out there because, and this may create a crazy demand. I'm just going to say that if you fall in love with Ryan and his personality and his music today, and you want to meet him, it's easier than you think. All you have to do is make an order at Panera and say, you know what, Ryan must bring this food to my house. And I have a feeling that if you're armed with the right amount of incentive, you'll probably whip that guitar off your back and sing a little ditty.
Hey,
this might be the new gimmick.
Maybe with a nice tip, I can sing them a song. Who knows?
That's what I said in more discreet terms.
Yes,
but what I'm saying is, you know what? This could revolutionize the delivery business for Panera. It could become musical delivery if they use their resources now that it's out there.
You might need to pitch that to them. That's $1 million idea you got there,
It is indeed. It is indeed. So let's see what we can do about that. I might be your newfound agent. But you know what? It is a funny coincidence that you are available on short notice in the daytime and into the evening hours as well. So let's see how that goes. And you will also find Ryan out and about in various venues around town. He sometimes shows up at open mic, which is the hallmark of when a musician really loves what they do. It doesn't always matter that it's a paying gig. Sometimes they just show up for the love of music. And we might as well make this announcement. I'm actually working on a holiday show. I'm going to be having something on the 22nd, and I'll have the details more available this week. But the first thing I decided to do is to make Ryan an invitation to be a guest in my holiday show. So he will be performing a couple of Christmas songs with me on the 22nd, and that'll be fun.
I can't wait.
They'll get to hear you with my piano behind you, and,
yes, sir.
And it'll be nice.
You can bring your ugly sweater?
I don't have an ugly sweater.
I got to.
I'm a little
I'll
too
bring you
fashionable.
one.
No, you're not wearing the ugly sweater in my show. I got news for you. You're going to look wonderful that night. All right. So on that note, we're going to skip to a commercial break, and we are going to come back. We will be live streaming still on Facebook, on social media. If you are watching us here in the studio, we will continue to entertain you and talk to you. But we will be back on the radio in just a few minutes. This is Super Sound Showcase, sponsored by Culture Fix here on FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. I am your host, Robert Hodge, and our guest today is Ryan Boll. We'll be right back. And welcome back. This is Super Sound Showcase, sponsored by Culture Fix, hosted by Robert Hodge, and with special guest Ryan Boll. And this is FM 93.5 The Burg and AM 740 WMBG. It sounds kind of nice, special guest Ryan Boll. You like that?
It's a good ring. It's a nice ring, too.
Now, I know a lot of times when I've seen you out and about performing, people just introduce you as the Boll.
The Boll.
Which we should probably clarify that that's B-O-L-L.
B-O-L-L.
It's not B-O-W-L. That would be a little
not.
Unusual.
Yeah.
But Boll, that's an interesting name. Where is that from?
I believe it's German.
Is it?
It's supposed to have 2 dots over the O.
A Umlaut.
Kind of one of those.
Null.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well that's cool. And the first song that we're going to hear from you, the French classic, it is Autumn Leaves, is
Yes,
it not?
sir.
All right, so this will be interesting. I look forward to your version. Let's hear it.
The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. Oh, when autumn leaves start to fall. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. When autumn leaves start to fall.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
I like
Thank
that.
you
That's
very
a
much.
favorite of everybody. I'm
It's
sure everybody
gorgeous.
listening can sing that song along with you. But that was an interesting arrangement, interesting beat to it. And you know what it put me in mind of? My mind is very eclectic. I never know what's going to pop in there based on what I'm hearing in my head. But honestly, they say sometimes, since we were talking about your relationship with this young lady in Colorado, they say sometimes the real test is the 4 seasons test. And if you make it through 4 seasons, then maybe you got a chance at lifetime. So,
I never heard that.
yeah,
Well,
so
I
it's
think
been
we're-
more
I
than
think
4
we're coming
seasons.
up, yeah.
Yeah, and but the falling leaves, it makes me think, of fall being sort of that time when you step back and reevaluate the things that go through your life. It's a very melancholy, very interesting, introspective song, and you did a nice job with it.
Thank you very much.
And of course, leading into the Edith Piaf song, I would say this is probably it's an unofficial French music day,
Oh, it is.
another French classic, and beautiful translation. But the the lyrics of these songs, if you've never actually translated, and even if you're not fluent in French, you can sometimes pull up the original lyric and translate them. And I swear, sometimes music, when it's arranged for the American audience from a foreign translation of a text, it's funny. They still have to have the rhythm and the rhyme.
End, yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it's a convenient choice of lyric that they write that maybe is not exactly what the original text says. So it's important, if you're a serious lover of music and these songs, to just pull that up and see La Vie en Rose. But don't do it while he's singing it. Do it right after, because I want you to hear every note of this young man. Here is Ryan Boll with La Vie en Rose.
Hold me close and hold me fast, the magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. And when you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a place where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. So give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose. Oh, and when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose. La Vie en Rose.
Wow, very nice. And, just to clarify, I want to make sure that nobody is confused. That was not the original French lyric in the middle there.
No.
But a nice touch. I like that. And, the actual translation, Life in Pink. And, it just indicates that everything in life is a source of joy.
Yes.
And so that came through. I like the interpretation that you
Thank
did
you very
with
much.
that song.
I got my picture right here, my girlfriend. Give me
Oh, that was your inspiration?
Yeah, got it right
okay.
here.
Well, we may have to get a close-up of that and show everybody what a beautiful young lady she is. I'm interested in this song about keeping the childlike qualities in your adult self. Play pretend. Okay, so this is an original song from Ryan Boll. This is going to be excellent. I know. I can't wait to hear it.
Sit down, little boy, no cares at all, hard world ahead, so stay small, play in the mud, stains on your clothes, get lost in a world that you only know, lessons of the past, don't grow up fast, you're sure to see, you'll grow up just like me. So get lost in your mind when you play pretend videos, or when you got it, stay on my friend. You can run so far, you can seek and hide while you're playing indoors. Won't you come outside? Singing la da dee da down, little girl, heart pure as gold. Don't close your eyes, open up your soul. You've got life all figured out, so self-assured, no sign of doubt. Learn from your faults, fall in love with the sight of it all. You're sure to see you'll grow up just like me. So get lost in your mind when you play pretend videos, or when you got it, stay on, my friend. You can run so far, you can seek and hide while you're playing indoors. Once you come outside, singing la-di-da, 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 yeah. Singing whoa, 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 whoa. You can be the kings and queens you wanna be. No one has control, just taking life for the little things before you get too old. So get lost in your mind and play pretend. You better use it, my friend. You can run so far, so you can hide. Oh, won't you come outside, singing la-da-dee-da, la-dee-da, la-dee-da, yeah. Singing whoa, 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 la-da-dee-da.
I think there's a real message in there. I like that. And you know what? It is a message for us not to forget the childlike qualities that we grow up with. And that is a nice story. I like that. And, you know, we have just a couple of minutes. I hate to put you on the spot because I know we didn't plan another song. But the last time I heard you play live, you had a Ray Charles tune. Yeah. That maybe you could play us out with some of that. That would be amazing. It's a blues tune. I like.
It's nice and all right.
Which song is it?
It's Ray Charles, Funny But I Still Love You.
Yes, I didn't know the actual name, but I love the way you do this. Yeah.
My dear sweetheart, I'm writing you just a few lines to tell you that I'm blue, baby. My baby. Oh, it's funny, I still love you. You went away, didn't say goodbye, no, but I still love you. Lord, I wonder why, oh baby, my baby. Oh, it's funny, I still love you. Oh, now I don't know who was right or who was wrong. All I know is that I'm so tired, so tired of being alone. So if you care like I care, take the next train line and bring yourself back here, baby, my baby. Oh, it's funny, I still love you. I miss your loving, you know what I mean. Remember how you used to make me scream, oh baby, my baby. Oh, it's funny, I still love you. I still love, oh my baby. Oh my baby, my baby. Oh my baby. Oh, it's funny, I still love you. I still love you.
Very nice. I'm glad I asked for that because I love the way you do that song. And Williamsburg and beyond to the world in general, that is it. That is your introduction to this young man, Ryan Boll. And this has been a wonderful, one of my favorite episodes of Super Sound Showcase. I am Robert Hodge. We are sponsored by Culture Fix, and this is FM 93.5 The Burg, WMBG AM 740. Ryan, did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time. Thank you for having me.
How can they find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Ryan Boll.
Boll.
That's all one word, Ryan Boll, all under not capped. And then Instagram is Ryan Boll 1234. I'm very complicated.
Yeah, I see
my
that.
Facebook is Ryan Boll.
All right, so look for this young man and tell him you had a good time listening to his music, because I think you're going to hear a lot more of it. And, if I have anything to do with it, you'll be popping up in some good places, because
Yes, sir.
I really like what you do, and I think there's a place for it, certainly, because that's the kind of music people want to hear, and they don't hear enough of it. So well done, and thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here. I know there are lots of places that you and my listeners could be, and when y'all join forces on Thursday to tune into this show, it makes me very happy, because I love nothing better than bringing great music to everybody. And I will be back in the studio tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually, we have a big day on your show with Robert Hodge. I've got a brand new group that's promoting a new holiday album that is just blowing Nashville up. And I have a big old television superstar coming on. John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard will be with me tomorrow on your show right around 12:30, and he'll be talking about a new Christmas record and his singing career and all kinds of things. So here is, speaking of country music, here is Merle Haggard with If We Make It Through December. Back to the music you love here on the radio.